gosh, am I ever excited about this video. So today we are gonna sit down and do a plan with me for the entire month. This can work for any month. The way that I've done this is the way that I've always planned. I think this system has existed in my life for over 2 years. Usually I just use like a regular dot grid paper and I draw it out. Over the years I have perfected this method and I actually now use a pre-printed paper which I created myself into what is called the Daily Grind Planner. So I'm gonna take you through that and the exact systems that I set to plan out my month, my goals, to actually target and hit goals that matter to me and not just randomly do stuff, and to actually move the needle every single day. So this is called the Daily Grind system, but here is the exciting part. We have new covers launching. So we've always had this Daily Grind donut themed cover. This was the original cover. It will be retiring and we're gonna be graduating on to something that I am so excited about. I don't even know where to start. So what I wanted to do is, because this is a 4-month planner, I wanted to be able to sell it in packs of 3. So therefore create a collection of 3. So let's just dive into this, shall we? So the first collection that I created, we have 2 collections. This is the Castle collection and there is 3 colors. And this is the overall vibe of the planner. So we still have the hardcover. We actually have thicker paper than we did, so 0 bleed. We really want to make sure that you can use all the markers and all the highlighters that you want. And then on the back, you've got a little quote. So what we did on the cover, I hand drew this myself. The cover actually has a little bit of the touch of the inside pages. So on your individual daily pages, you've got your dot grid and that comes through on the new cover design. So it's pretty special. It's pretty special. And it comes, the Castle collection is in Cindy Blue. I can't. Millennial Pink. The Millennial Pink one has a quote on the back as well. This is a Walt Disney quote. The blue one is obviously a Dumbo quote. Don't just fly, soar. This one says, first think, second believe, third dream, and finally dare. This is my favorite Walt Disney quote. And then the third color of the collection, so you can get this in a pack of 3, is the purple wall. So you can really see the detail. The Daily Grind across is just a simpler, cleaner design. It took me a while, but I am dang proud of it. And this one is, the quote on the back is, I know every mile will be worth my while. And you know what that's from. So this is, like I said, the Castle collection is inspired by the colors of the original Castle, and it is pretty. And I love what Andre said. He said from afar, it kind of looks like an ice cream drip happening, like a little bit of icing on there. I love it. So this one has the matte white binding on it, the spiral binding. It's actually a U-ring binding, so it doesn't ever get tangled or twisted. The pages are thicker than they originally were. All the pages inside are still the same. So if you love the layout, that has not changed. And it is a beauty. Now, we needed something not only for the less girly girls, we needed something for the dudes, and we needed something for when you're in that mood for that like monochromatic, no pastels. We needed just a more neutral collection. So for my love of all things Star Wars, I decided to create the Warrior collection. So there's 3 colors in the Warrior collection. Andre and I have been obsessed with like a dark, beautiful green. So this is called the Bubba Green. Never leave your fate up to chance is what's on the back of that. So you can really see the thickness. I might show you the comparison of how different the thickness is. Like there is a certain quality of paper. I value that, so I wanted to make sure that that was in here. This is the Child. This is like a beige color. Do or do not, there is no try. And then this is Mando Gray. So this is like a charcoal dark gray. Every choice you have made has led you to this moment. So my hope is that when you're going through your Daily Grind planner every day, you kind of can look to the back depending on the month or what you're feeling, and you can have that daily reminder of just that little oomph of excitement. So this is gonna be launching, this is probably the most popular question I've been getting. This is going to be launching because of production. We wanna make sure that everybody can get it as soon as possible. It will be launching on June 17th, which is a Friday. It's gonna launch at noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. We've got you. We will be leading everything up and recreating the website so it's a lot clearer and cleaner with more tutorials as to how to exactly use this planner. And I feel like the best tutorial is gonna be this plan with me because it's literally how I plan out my month. Using the planner, I'm gonna grab, I think, this one, and we're gonna have some coffee, light a candle, and live our best life planning out the next month. So if that's something you wanna see, then just keep watching. Alrighty, let's jump into this plan with me. So the very first thing that I usually do whenever I am planning out my month is I set myself up in a comfy, quiet area. I usually brew a nice cup of coffee, I light a candle, and where I like to set up is on my living room floor. I play some peaceful music. Carl's usually right next to me, and I map out the 4 months ahead. You can use a dot grid journal, you can use the daily grind planner, you can use a plain piece of paper, it really doesn't matter. But the first thing that I do is I like to map out not just the month ahead, but 4 months ahead. So my 4-month vision. And in that, I'll usually accomplish more in those 4 months than I would an entire year. So the very first question that I ask is where I am today. So how happy are you with your current situation? I answered these questions as though I was someone that maybe was just starting out my fitness journey, that was maybe starting a side business. So they're not really my personal answers. So just so that you know, in case you're reading them thinking that they don't really add up, that's why. So the other question in here is how far I want to go. Like, what do I really want to achieve? What needs to change in my life? Where will I waste time? I wrote social media, scrolling Facebook and Instagram, watching mindless TV, worrying and complaining, stuff like that. Then what I can do well, map out the stuff, like your strengths, like what you're good at, and knowing that. The other thing that I wanted to map out is what I want to accomplish, like metrics of what I really want to achieve. How will I celebrate? Maybe a trip, a glass of champagne. How proud will you be of yourself? How can you be more consistent? And what is your number one biggest goal in the next 4 months, or maybe even for the year? Just something that you're really, really excited about that's really big. So this is just to give you an overview of what this 4-month vision page looks like. And there's actually another one of these at the end of the planner also, so that you can review it. And it's worded a little bit differently, and it's really emotional to go through that at the end of the 4 months, because you see how far you've actually come and what you've actually accomplished. So it's pretty incredible. So these are all the answers that I put down just to get the wheels turning for you. And you can totally use this to kind of jog your own mind if you're trying to come up with goals and ideas for yourself also. And then this 4-month plan sheet is really awesome, which is also at the back of the planner. So I'll show you this. So there is the 4-month review, and you can map out where you were 4 months ago. What did you accomplish? So you go through similar questions, but you really do see how much you've done. So this is the perfect way to kick off the beginning of the planner as well as the beginning of your 4-month plan. So for me, what I do is I have the 4 months laid out in front of me visually, and not just from a visual standpoint, so I know what the months look like in the form of a calendar. I get that. A lot of planners have that. But the way that I kind of do it is I map this out so that I can have my goals aligned with each of the dates associated. So I'm going to show you how I actually color code it. You don't have to use any markers in your planning system if you don't want to. The planner will work great without it, but I like to color code stuff just so I can visually see what I'm achieving. So I put the next 4 months ahead of me. Everything is blank in the Daily Grind Planner. So let's say you miss a page or you skip a month or whatever happens, none of the pages go to waste. So this is what it actually looks like filled out. So this was from January to April, and you can see all of the colors are filled out. And what I do is every time I touch on one goal in that month, I color that day in the same color. So you can see how you're touching on certain goals and how you're not touching on other goals. So if you ever wonder why you're not achieving a goal, you can visually see it at the end of the month. So that's why I call it a habit tracking sheet. So then the month ahead page, I always go through, I do the same thing. I fill out each of the dates. I put any important dates. I put any of the things that I really, really want to achieve, like big goals that I have, and then I map out my top 10 goals. So the reason why there's blank pages, and this is where it doesn't really matter if you're using a blank page or the Daily Grind Planner, but I love using these blank pages to actually map out what I want to achieve in my top 10 goals. So let me help you, because the biggest question I get on our Instagram page for the Daily Grind Planner is how to figure out what the goals are. Like, a lot of people say they don't have 10 goals. Let me help you. So the first thing I like to start with is my health and fitness. So from mindset to weight loss to nutrition to workouts, and then I go through personal growth, and I go through maybe some social media goals, especially if social media is a business for you or you just have a goal of growing it. And then I think about income and business goals that way, or maybe you have a corporate job and you want to advance in that route. Maybe you want to take a trip. Maybe you want to spend more time with family. So I try to write out, just brain dump everything that's on my mind that I really want to achieve. And then I take out those 10 colors of different markers and I just highlight the 10 that really stand out to me, and those become the top 10 goals. So I put them together, I put them in a rainbow form just so that visually it makes sense to me. And then I usually start with my workout. So that's always the one that's at the top because that's what sets the tone for my day. And you can see I'm highlighting each of the colors here on that habit tracking sheet as well. And then I just go through and I add those 10 goals. So each of the goals do have a metric. So whenever I was writing them out, I had read a book. Well, that's kind of, read daily. You can't really measure that. So I put read 2 books this month. And then I had watch YouTube videos, like courses on certain skill sets. So I put watch 6 videos, 15 Instagram posts, not just post daily, because you can't really measure that. So something that I can get to the end of the month and really think, okay, this is what I did and this is what I didn't do. One thing I've never showed before is how I actually use these 10 goals to map out my day. Let me show you how you can quickly map out your day. So I just chunked the colors together based off of what I'm going to do in the morning. So filling out my journal, reading, workout, that takes a total of under an hour. So from 6 to 7, that's what I'm going to do. From 7 to 8, I'm going to touch on my business, emails, and clients. And then on my lunch break at work, I'm going to touch on the social media growth. And then after work, I'm going to cook dinner and I'm going to watch those courses. That's another hour. So that's how I chunk out my day just really quickly. And I can do it visually with those colors. So I can really hit on what matters to me. And that's why the daily grind to me works so well, because at the end of the day, you're doing the stuff that really matters to you. You're not ending your workday thinking, I don't know what I did today and I didn't touch on anything that actually matters to me. So those top 10 goals that you just wrote out, they stay the same all month long. So they will be in your month ahead, your week ahead, and your daily plan every single day. So this is what the week ahead page looks like. So in this, I write out the top 10 goals. I want to write out what I want to achieve by the end of the week and then how it's going to happen. So let's say for my workouts, I'm starting my workout program. I want to be done week 1 by Friday. How that's going to happen is I'm going to press play on my workout every single morning. And then I write out my top priorities. So same thing, I color code what the top priorities are. I write out a little mantra for the week. I write out what I will do for me. So meditate, take a walk outside, spend time with family. And then throughout the week, I make sure that I have a layout of the things that I want to touch on those top 10 goals and what matters the most. And I try to focus on the ones that are my priority. So this kind of gives me a general layout of what my week's going to look like. It might not look exactly like this, but it gives me an idea of which days I'm going to focus on what. Example, I know that I'm going to post to my Instagram on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So that way I have an idea of when I'm going to create content, when I'm going to do that. I have an idea of when I'm going to check in with my clients, and so on and so forth. So then that takes you to the daily pages. So the daily pages, these are the ones that were created just from me sketching this every single day in my own notebook. And I figured it would be really cool to have this pre-drawn out for myself. So every single day you write out your top 10 goals. Not only does this repetition help you with solidifying these goals, but it also helps you visually know what your to-do list is. So you write out your top 10 goals, and then from each top 10 goal, you have one to-do list item. Big or small, it can be a tiny little thing. And then at the end of the day, you will check off whatever items you've done. From that top 10 to-do list, you have 3 needle movers. So I'm writing out my 3 needle movers. I usually have my workout on there. Today I had my challenge group and I also had post to Instagram. And then what I do is I highlight those same colors in my game plan for the day. Write out some gratitude, some must do appointments. And then this is what it looks like at the end of the day when I check off what I have and haven't done. And then I want to show you what happens as I go into the month. So I actually don't fill out the squares or the rectangles completely. I almost use it as a thermometer. So how far I am along in that goal, I try to track it with that color just to see how much of it I've accomplished, and that keeps me on task. So same thing, I write out one to-do list item for each top 10 goal, and then I pick 3 of those to-do list items, and those are my needle movers for the day. And I don't go to bed until they're done. So workout, edit and post a video, and one new sign up for a client. So then from there, I write out my game plan for the day, quick schedule, And that's really what the daily layout looks like. It's nothing overcomplicated. It doesn't take me a long time to plan my day in the morning. And I think that's what makes it so effective. I write out what I'm grateful and excited for, and that's it. So I'm so excited about the new covers of the planner. I love them. There was so much heart put into these and so much just joy and passion. So this is the Castle collection as well as the Warrior collection, and I cannot wait for you guys to get your hands on this. So I hope that this was helpful. I will continue to do the plan with me's, but I hope that you guys loved this. All right, you guys, I hope that you loved the plan with me. I love these types of videos, and I love the fact that this has been such an ongoing process over the years of showing you how I plan, and now it's kind of become an actual product. And my hope is that at the end of 4 months, you can have your own layout of really being able to see, like, what is it that I focused on and why is it that I'm hitting certain goals and not other goals, being able to rank yourself out of 10 and then add all of that up to be able to rank yourself out of 40 and really see that you can accomplish more in 4 months than you usually would in an entire 12 months. And what's really cool is you can review this at the end of the planner. There's also a month in review page. There is the 4-month review page, and I'm loving the blank pages as well if you just want to doodle, map out your daily schedule. I will continue to do these if they are helpful to you guys. I love this type of stuff, and this concept has truly changed my entire life. So I'm so grateful to be able to share it with you guys, and I am so grateful for all the testimonials that we've received of how much this has affected your lives. We love receiving all of the feedback and all of the love from you guys. It truly means the world to me because this is such a passion project, and we're going to continue to grow it. There's going to be expansions. There's going to be all sorts of stuff that continues to happen with it, but it all starts with you guys. So I am insanely grateful. We're so excited about this launch. June 17th, Friday. It'll be noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. Castle collection with all of the colors. And then the Warrior collection with all of the monochromatic vibes, which I am just obsessed with, and the black spiral bound. Love, so excited. Thank you. I love you guys, and I will see you next time. Bye, dudes.